Coach, getting into really the Baylor realm and what it's like to be in the headman spot of one of these programs, kind of first and foremost, when recruits step into the Herd Tennis Center and when they meet you for the first time, what makes Baylor different to those guys who are also visiting TCU and Kentucky and Tennessee and Ohio State and Florida? What sets Baylor apart when it comes to your program individually?
That's a great question. I honestly feel like it all starts with the university. I mean, it's an absolutely incredible place. It's very special. I just love what the university stands for. It's Christian mission, the intimate nature of the university, and the niche that we have as an athletic department that is, I would argue, the best in the country. But also being at a medium-sized private school. Those are the things that all of these student athletes want to be a part of a big time college athletics. And they also want to get a great education. And there's not that many schools that offer both. And I really think that this is a special place. And as a tennis coach, the young men that want to come to this program are top students, and they're top athletes, and we have the opportunity to marry those things together and to help them along their path, both while the ball is still bouncing and when it's done bouncing. And I think that that's what really separates us. And then it's cliche to say, but the people ultimately separate us. We have people that truly care at the highest level about just the development of each young person that comes through this university, whether they're a tennis player or a football player or just part of the general student body. We will do anything to help them along their path, and want to create and help develop the best leaders for the future of our country and this world.
What is the selling point? Yeah, I know you're a big Top Golf guy, and when recruits come to town, your first place you're headed is Top Golf. But what is the selling point where you really see every single recruit, their eyes light up? When you say that one thing, when you show them that one thing, what part of Baylor is the marquee can't miss? This is what's attracting so many players.
Well, we talk about, really having a pro model in a college setting. That being said, I don't think that saying that is what gets them. I think a lot of people say that. It's when players, recruits, and their families come on campus and they're walking around and they're meeting with different people, whether that's the student body, with administrators, with support staff. We all have the same message. We all speak the same language, and we all clearly care about the development of the young person, and helping them get to reach their ultimate goals, which we believe extends far beyond Baylor. Um, as that message comes across, not just from me, who it's my job to recruit you, but from everybody that they interact with, whether they have ties to the tennis program or not, you can start to see it sink in. And that to me is what's so special. We're all on the same page. We're all pushing in a direction together, and we're all doing something that's, bigger than ourselves.
Coach, you're at a small, medium size, we'll say, private Baptist college. That is a niche. Those are really like three niches within themselves. How do you recruit great athletes that still fit into that niche or embrace it?
I think you have to make sure that you're doing your homework, doing your due diligence. I was sitting in the living room with of a recruit last week, and we talked about how we don't really recruit a lot of players. We
Mm.
pay a lot of attention to a lot of players, and get to know them and their families and who they're about, what they're about, and then pick and choose a few that we feel like we can help and that will thrive in this environment, because like you said, it's a special place. It's not for everybody. We think it's an unbelievable version of what we are, but we have to get the right young men to fit into the culture as well, and so we just pick a few that we feel like will thrive and that we can actually make a difference in their lives, and then we recruit them like crazy until they come.
How much pressure is there when you look across at football and see a Sugar Bowl championship? You look at women's basketball, Big 12 championship, men's basketball. You're looking at all these different programs, national championship and A&T, that are successful across the athletics department. How much pressure does that put on other programs, yours included, to be up there with those teams?
I just think it's a standard.
Mm.
We pursue excellence here, and we have a very high standard. And JT Wood said it before the Sugar Bowl, and we thought it was awesome because he mentioned our program, and uh, I think it's motivating. It gives us confidence because we walk among the elite every single day. Our guys are training next to champions. They're eating next to champions. They're studying next to champions. They're working with former champions, current champions, and future champions. And, to me, that just gives us that little bit of extra confidence that we can do it. So that when the pressure's on, like it was Friday night, that we are able to back ourselves and go for it. And so I don't look at it as pressure. I look at it as a great opportunity to learn and grow, amongst the elite in many different professions and different sports. And, hopefully that's something that will rub off on us.
Coach, someone who comes from Valparaiso and an outside program coming to Baylor, when you think about what that word Baylor has meant to you in the past and even what it means to other teams when they hear it across all sports, what do you feel like that word carries with it?
I mean, I said it already, but I would say excellence.
Mm.
When I got here, I thought I was making a selfish move to come here and learn about coaching at the highest level, and being able to provide for my future family. And it's such a special place, and the people that make up the place push what is an incredible foundation, a great university, incredible resources, an unbelievable fan base, and the people around are able to bring it together and move it in a direction that is truly amazing. And to do that with a Christian mission tied to it is something that you can't do, at a lot of other schools. It's not something that we can talk about. It's not, faith is a beautiful part of life, and it's a huge part of pretty much everybody within our program. And it means something different to everyone, but we can't talk about that at a lot of places. So the opportunity to be able to talk about that, I do think gives us that extra little bit of an edge, that I think is what we need in order to pursue excellence truly.
Coach, for my last question, that sounds like a magic trick intro, but it kind of is because this is like a softball that I feel like I'm boxing you into because it's so tough to say no. But I really want to know kind of your transparent answer to this. I understand, being in Valparaiso and playing tennis there, I can't imagine that you were thinking, man, one day I'm going to be the head coach of Baylor men's tennis. That's my one dream job in the world. But now being in this role, has it morphed into your dream job? And right, you can't say no, but really, what comes with that? Being the head coach of Baylor men's tennis, is this kind of like a final destination for coaches across the sport because of what this athletics department and university is?
I could not imagine leaving Baylor and going somewhere else. And I just don't think it gets any better than everything that we have to offer here, particularly for me and my family. I'm sure circumstances would dictate otherwise for other people, but the way that we live our lives and what's important to us, and it just I can't think of anything better. I would have a hard time telling you that there's a weakness
Mm.
here, within our university and athletic department, but no, certainly. I never thought about it as a student athlete at Valpo that I would even coach. And then when I got into coaching, I was ambitious. I wanted to be a Power Five head coach, and I wanted to do it at the highest level. But talking about it or dreaming about it and actually being in the position are two totally different things. And now that I'm have been blessed with the opportunity to be here, it's my goal to remain humble and continue to give back for all the great blessings that I've had in my life and help mentor coaches that came from where I came from. It's not a usual path to getting into this role, and I want to make sure that I'm able to remember my roots and continue to have that kind of workman-like mentality and um, yeah, just a humility about what we try to do, and to continue to do it for the right reasons, which is for the young men.
Mm. Well, Coach, thanks as always for hopping on, and I would love to for all of those that were in the herd this past weekend and want to follow along with the Elite Eight, Final Four, and inevitably the championship in Champaign. Where can they find you?
Yeah, I mean, well, we're all over social media and our Baylor men's tennis and my Twitter handle's right there. We'll be buzzing with different interviews and previews for the great matches that are ahead Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. But we're going to be carried live on the Tennis One app. You can find it on all of the different social media platforms, but we'll also be sharing it out. That's where you'll be able to follow and watch live as well as live scoring. So we're really excited about it. Hope we'll have a good turnout there from the Baylor family up in Champaign, and can't wait to get going.
Great, Coach. Thanks again for coming on.
Thank you for having me as always.